I want to try and swim over. If like, it makes sense. Like, if I'm slowing down, then I must have some resistance. Like, swim my
Roll
way.
strength
Okay, I am fighting against air
and a black hole,
and a black hole.
a magic black hole. Uh, you can swim over to them.
I'm yelling as I swim over. Is like, I saw a blue woman up in the.
Let's see. I'm gonna say something from your person's gonna probably get sucked in.
Go ahead.
It would be real
The
sad
shield.
if it was your sphere. Oh,
The
that's
shield.
that's almost worse.
What
The
was
Parma
it?
shield.
All
The
right.
Parma shield.
I'll have to stop and get a new one in town at some
Yep.
point.
His hair.
But you are able to swim around the sun.
Yeah, I swim around. I'm like swimming towards Azora, and I'm kind of like, well, I'm swimming towards Azora and the guy, and I'm yelling. And I'm yelling. This is just basically. I saw her. I saw that woman.
He's still singing.
Azora, what the hell is going on?
He's singing louder.
Azora has stopped singing at this point and is looking at him, making eye contact, and calling out to Thistlewick. The sun needs life energy to keep the illusion going.
And you're okay with that?
Trying to keep anyone from dying.
Both of you are, by the way, since you've stopped singing, both of you are actually starting to float downwards, but he's still floating upwards as he's still singing. And once he's above both of you, he just looks down, says...
Oh, Azora's
breaks,
has a death grip on him, though.
But you stopped singing, so he rose up further.
Right,
so you may
I
still
get that
have...
he's
so you're
rising
just hanging
up.
off of him.
Alright, but he's still... Okay, but he's still just above you.
Okay.
And he just says... He breaks singing for very briefly, just to say, I told you, it's not an illusion. And returns to singing louder. So what do you do?
Azora's gonna keep holding on to him.
Uh-huh.
Not singing anymore, but holding on, writing this out.
Right. And, Aegis?
I'm just watching this, and I'm just... Because Aegis didn't hear anything went down. He doesn't know it's, needs a human sacrifice to keep him powered. I guess he has some information.
I thought that was what Azora said to him.
Yeah.
It needs,
yeah,
to keep this going, it needs life.
Okay, yeah. Actually, yeah, Aegis does yell. Alright. You say you're keeping them safe. You think this is for the best, but they're gonna have to feed another one to the sun eventually. And they're okay with that?
Thinking. Yeah, you look down, they're all singing too.
I'm yelling at Azora.
Oh.
Yeah. This is,
This ain't sustainable. This ain't protecting anyone. This ain't good for anybody. Even without this.
Because I guess what Aegis doesn't know part of it too is that, it's a volunteer system. No, that's one thing. Azora does ask the guy, what happens if no one volunteered?
The world kicks them out. The world goes away.
Everyone?
Everyone.
So no one would be forced if no one volunteers. It just ends, and no one is forced into it.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. There's the moral response to that.
Fuck this. I fucking hate how fucking Azora is on the side of this absolute sham. Anyway, I'm gonna fucking
Meanwhile, Axe is running
to be the good guy. Meanwhile, yeah, Axe is just trying to break stuff in a church, just why can't I break this?
He's still trying to break the altar. He's like, God damn it!
I could throw my axe. I could throw my fucking spirit in too. Actually, no, Aegis is just gonna try and, like... He's gonna... Am I in range of them, is the question from my swimming.
I suppose, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
But Axe, you can actually roll magic if you want.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you just got a move that breaks magic?
No, it's one of his starting moves. He can resist magic enchantments with
Yeah.
his natural resistance.
Did
I
you-
didn't alert him to it because, well, I wouldn't have actually let him until now because now the enchantment's life force is being taken away. So,
I'm gonna roll the magic smack.
oh wow, yeah, you break through the altar and you break through the church.
Oh! As he actually runs through a wall and just
Yeah,
fucking ends up in mud.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to jab at Priest Guy with my spear. Not lethally, like, I'm going for his leg.
Ooh.
Actually, meanwhile, Axe is running towards the center of town because he hears people.
All right.
Should I roll strength?
Yeah, roll strength. All right, roll damage. Ooh.
I do cut the guy.
Yeah, you cut the guy. He grimaces, but he continues singing. And Axe, you see this all going down.
Oh, he sees the priest. He has decided he's
Yeah.
gonna do a thing.
Axe, you gotta break the illusion!
Oh, Axe is barreling. He's running towards the priest. He's gonna grab
He's
him by
in the
throat.
sky.
There's more priests down on the ground.
He's in the sky and being held by Azora. By the way, Azora, he is now beginning to enter essentially the event horizon. Like, you see him basically start to, like, spaghettify, I guess. You know, basically, you see him start to, like, stretch backwards into it as the singing crescendos.
Was this the same priest that we were talking to in the office, or is this another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you let him go?
Azora tries to, like, essentially pull him back as much as she can to see if she can do anything to, like, stop this or
Oh, actually,
save him.
Actually, Neo, for Axe, wanna quickly look. Is the rope around?
No.
God damn it!
So he looks
wait.
at you.
Wait, I have adventuring gear. I'm gonna take out my grappling hook. And I'm gonna shout, Azora, catch! I'm gonna throw it to her so she can catch it.
Okay.
Well,
But yeah, then it's like,
roll dex. Axe, roll dex.
yeah.
Well, Azora.
Because Axe thinking pull him down.
Yeah, that gives Azora more to, like, try and pull him back from this.
I'm gonna say Aegis can grab it.
I can grab it? To what end?
Yeah, Aegis can. The grappling.
Maybe Azora and Aegis can grab each other. Form a human chain.
And then
Alright.
Axe can.
Yeah, I
Axe
grab
can
it.
fucking-
I grab it. I'm trying to
Alright.
swim over to, I guess, like, get in range of Azora.
Alright, and grab onto her.
Mm-hmm.
And Axe, you're holding onto the grappling hook.
Yeah.
Alright, you're all connected.
Axe
He
is-
he looks at you and as he utters out, "Alas, won't you come?" He does a motion with his hand that sends a course of magic down his body that also comes from the sun and goes down your body, through Azora's body, through Aegis's body, down the rope and into Axe.
Oh, I want to roll magic for this.
All right.
So that's
So tough you shrug off a black hole.
Yeah.
But Let's
Do I
see.
Do I roll it, or do you have something you want to do first?
I'm gonna say you all roll wisdom, but you do take a +1 because of magic's magic.
Yeah.
Oh no.
9 to 9.
I can't believe that Azora is dead.
Felt a bit more like a con to me, but
Oh, do I have to
guess
roll? Do I have to roll Wiz as well?
Yeah. Damn.
Well, hey, I'm level 4.
So, Azora, Aegis.
Hmm.
Magic
dead.
courses through you, and you it's such and like it like you have in such a way that like you like shut your eyes from it. Like the shine is just so bright you have to shut your eyes. When you open them, you're in two bed. You're in bed.
Oh no, it's
you're in
2001.
two separate beds
Oh no,
across
it's
from each other.
It's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, nice! I love it.
They're just gonna see each other age.
Yeah,
How
you're
does
both.
my body feel?
It feels fine.
Am I in my armor?
Your armor?
Yeah.
What about it?
Am I like in what I was wearing?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the same as you were when you entered. Aegis,
So it doesn't
shield is
seem
still
like a
on.
lot of time has passed or anything like that. Like, this isn't like... It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, you feel like you've been asleep for a few hours.
Okay.
Aegis and Azora, you both wake up. You know, their beds are basically opposite each other. You see a sleeping axe next to you. And you see there is one guy in the room with you who is clad in, sort of purple, that purple leather armor. He sees you, who is just kind of sitting there, who is just kind of standing by a window. And when he sees you wake up and stir, he locks eyes with either of you, whichever one opens your eyes first. And after a beat, he just tries to fucking book it out the window.
I'm gonna.
Azora's gonna throw her shield, try and trip him.
All right, roll dex.
Not my best stat.
Wait,
no.
why is Axe sleeping?
Because you resisted the.
Oh, okay.
Well, you'll find out, I guess.
I'm gonna dive for the guy and try and grab onto him.
Yeah. All right, yeah, he's like halfway out the window, Aegis. So what do you do?
Grab him by the legs and pull him back in.
All right, roll dex. Ooh, no, he's too fast. Oh. Yeah, he
Ooh,
just
actually, I
jumps.
have... Wait, can I try... I have something slightly different I want to try.
Uh-huh.
Instead of, like... Can I roll this back, essentially? I'll get rid of the XP. Can I defend the window?
No.
Why?
Because no, what? No, that's not how defend works.
You can defend a location.
From what?
From his trying to dive through it.
He was already
redirect an
trying-
attack from yourself to make it so that his attempt to escape the window is actually escaping through you.
Yeah, no, that
which is the
doesn't
same
work.
effect, really.
It doesn't work. No.
If you say so.
You stand in defense of something. You just woke up and he was already booking it.
I guess.
Defense implies that like you're there first.
I was
Or-
also in the room with the window.
Oh my god. No, you don't get to do that.
Okay. I scan our surroundings as he's through the window.
Yeah, he just leaped out and is fucking booking it.
What time of day does it look like out the window?
It's the dead of night.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
We're probably outside. We probably got the F ending of this quest.
Yeah.
Defending.
So Axe, you see Azora and Aegis just flat out disappear.
Huh?
And your grappling hook fall to the ground as the priest closes his eyes and is sucked into the black hole sun.
What the?
The axe that's with us isn't you. We're
Oh my
in the real
God.
world now.
and the sun begins to ascend back up as they all start sing more and more, and they all bow their heads and start walking away.
Oh, actually, is there a priest nearby?
No.
Is there anyone who seems important?
No.
What? No, they're walking away, but Axe just instantly looks at them. Like
They're mostly just citizens and random rank and files.
he just goes, "Where'd they go?"
And no, they're just going to back to move about their daily business.
Actually, just for a second, look at those last 4 rolls. What the fuck is that? Look at that shit.
So, Axe. Someone walks up to you. It was the guy that went to talk to the priest before.
Yeah.
And he puts his hands up, as a show of, hey, don't go wild.
Yeah.
As he walks towards you and says, can we talk peacefully?
Where are they? Where are they?
They're back where you were before you entered.
Huh?
We just did a ritual. We've lost one of our own. We've been through a lot because of your interference. Can we please... We'll send you out. We'll send you back to where your friends are. Can't you just leave? Will you accept that?
Yes.
He sighs.
Axe will accept this.
Yeah,
Do it
Corin,
now.
by the way, now walks out of the church and approaches you and says, what the fuck were you doing in there?
Oh, Axe got a bit carried away.
You telling me? I mean, and he, as Corin approaches, the priest's assistant does a hand motion and touches you, and says, "Grab the elf."
Axe grabs the elf. He's a bit
Yeah.
annoyed, so he grabs him really hard on
Yeah.
the wrist.
Corin is like, that's my fucking arm, and then you magic courses through you, and I'm assuming this time you don't resist it.
He doesn't.
Okay. Axe and Corin wake up in their beds.
Axe just, like, as he lies down, suddenly eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Oh,
Azora and Aegis, Axe and Corin wake up.
Yeah.
oh,
Azora's like standing at the window looking out to see if she can see where the guy guarding them ran to.
He seems to have run towards the general store.
I see. Yeah, Azora just sort of looks after him and like sighs, like hangs her head down a bit.
Corin scratches his head and just looks around and says, we were dreaming.
seems so.
Yeah, we were dreaming, kid.
Oh, seeing is believing, surely. If we were asleep, surely others must be asleep somewhere, right?
Yeah. Well, you want to wake them up?
I want to look and see if there are bodies here.
I guess. Yeah.
Axe actually starts walking around.
Yeah.
He's shouting,
You're in like a sort of 2-story building.
Yeah, I start
Wake
looking
up.
around to see if there are other people sleeping here.
Yeah, there are other rooms and all of them are filled with people sleeping.
Azora hangs back for like just a couple seconds before joining the others, like just sort of hanging her head, frustrated, but then continues.
I'm looking for the body of the head priest, the guy we saw go into the black hole. I'm seeing if there's anyone in the real world that is him, essentially, or his body.
Roll wisdom.
Anyone want to help on this search?
Yeah, Azora also looks for him. Sorry.
Actually, you know what?
I'm trying to-
You know what? Oh, okay. 11. All right. Roll your wisdom.
For crying
6.
out! I'm really
Okay, so
annoyed
you-
by these rolls.
Actually, wait.
So Corin's
I'm
a
the one
scout.
with the +1 wisdom too.
So Corin's a scout. You could ask him.
Oh yeah, could I just ask him then? To
You could order follower.
I meant to check.
Can we just undo both of those two and it makes more sense for Azora to search anyways? I have better wisdom.
Well, I mean, let's just ask Corum.
Okay, well yeah.
Make him get the gates and gain out of him. But yeah, look for the head priest, the guy.
All right. I'll see what I can find. Alright, let me just. I gotta go back to that follower moves thing now. I had it open. What the fuck?
Hey, we just woke up from sleeping. Does that count as making camp to level up?
You know, it's a good point.
That is a good point.
It
I got
makes you
2
think.
level ups to cash in.
That's an
Yeah.
amazing. That's like an amazing point. That's a really good question. You should think about that.
Well, we're asking you now. Do we
My
level
god,
up?
Neo, you're just as deflective as those priests in the dream.
Where the fuck is it? Oh yeah, there it is. So I'm gonna say, Corin has +2 loyalty. So let's see. Yep. Roll a 2d6 +2.
Could we just take my 1 for my 5?
You
and make
know
that
what?
7? Plus,
Roll a
well,
2d6
an 8.
+3.
Okay.
Oh wow, he does his
Okay.
job super well.
He's
All
so
right,
loyal.
nice. So yeah, he rushes over. He goes throughout. He spots a building across from the one you're in. He tells you he's pretty sure this is just regular people sleeping, and so he makes his way towards the inn, which is opposite the general store, and motions for you to follow.
All right.
I'm sorry, I really have to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he motions for you to follow,
Mhm.
and says he caught a glimpse of some activity in the upstairs in the inn.
I follow him.
Yeah. And when you get there, the inn, the lower floor of the inn is completely empty and abandoned, but go upstairs and there are actually a few and there are a few people with the purple armor, just sort of in a room, although in a room, just sort of huddled around. That they don't. He makes sure to be stealthy, so that, you can get in, get the surprise, or listen in if you want.
Oh, are they awake?
Yeah, they're awake.
Yeah, okay, so I approach and I put my ear to the door.
All right.
Try and listen in.
You just hear one say, "Yeah, I don't know why he'd give himself. Usually they just get one. You think the townspeople would be good to do it? I mean, we've just had townspeople so far. I wonder why the hell this is. Well, it's a good thing we have more than one priest in there. Shit. Now we're gonna have to have a real proper funeral for him. Jesus, this town better not be breaking. I swear, the spirit, the whole thing's supposed to be it's supposed to be morale. They're supposed to be happy. Maybe he wasn't happy. Yeah, they're all just kind of muttering to each other. You want to wait for M to come back
Yeah,
for
basically.
action on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Well, there you
He's
are.
back.
So,
right.
From what I can infer, I snuck up there, listened through the door. I think that priest who gave himself is dead, and the others in the top room of the actual general store, they're awake and they're discussing, shit, we're gonna need to have a funeral for him.
Okay.
And they're also broadly speculating as to why he did it.
Why he went all the way, gave himself up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're just thinking the townspeople should be happy in there, should be happy to give themselves to keep it going. Well, why would he volunteer? Maybe he wasn't happy. And they sigh and just say, well, why don't you go down to that old man's store and get a fucking drink or something? And, yeah, they start to move out of the room. Do you make effort to hide yourself?
I do. I want to basically hide behind the door.
Okay.
The classic.
Yep, roll dex. Sure. Yeah, you're behind the door.
Oh, wait,
Corin
actually,
is
a question.
well.
Sorry, a question.
What?
Was my Palmer shield back out in the real world?
No,
Fuck.
that actually disappeared.
That's fucky.
That is... Wait, that's weird, because it didn't go in the hole, though. He just tossed it away. You know what? I'm coming... I feel he should get to keep his shield. It, like...
It's fine.
You know.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hid.
Alright. Okay, and, did Axe or Azora come with you?
I don't know. I don't know how he got here.
I was following
That's
the
up to
elf.
him.
I was following the
Corin,
elf.
I would
Spotted.
assume then yes. I would assume.
Yeah,
then yes.
Corin spotted activity, with lights on and activity in one of the rooms in the inn that's attached to the general store, and went to go investigate there. So Azora is there too. Alright, so Azora, are you gonna hide? Everyone else is.
Yeah, if everyone else is.
Alright, roll dex.
My Axe gonna hide
Nah,
too.
it's
Oh,
always
dear.
great when
Oh,
the check
dear.
became 3 times as difficult.
So
I actually, you know what? If you want, you could have just been downstairs while Corin and
Okay.
Corin and Aegis went up to investigate, so they're the only ones who have to hide.
Aegis, Corin. Oh,
Alright, so Corin and Aegis went upstairs. So Axe and Azora, you're downstairs. In the abandoned lowest floor of the inn. And the guy comes down. He seems pretty distracted. He doesn't even notice that you're down there because he's not looking in your direction. And he just sort of slowly looks kind of sad. Just kind of goes to the other side of the bar, goes behind the bar, and just starts looking for a drink to fish out.
So only one of them exited the room, not all of them went
Yeah.
downstairs for a drink.
Yeah.
How many distinct voices did I hear in there on that discussion?
You heard 3.
Okay, so there's 2 in there now. I'm not sure if I should go in and confront them. I probably yeah, no, I'm going. Aegis is gonna... Dumb decision or not. Aegis,
Oh no.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, go ahead.
Every time you fucking do that, it's really annoying. Just, you're doing a thing. Alright,
No.
yeah.
oh, you're
Aegis-
doing a thing. How dare you?
Aegis heads in.
They turn around surprised, like, who?
Recent evictee.
I see.
Yeah. So you guys are running this place?
They look at each other, each kind of like daring the other to speak first, and look
I'm
at
not
you
gonna,
and just
look. I'm not in the biz. Are they unarmed?
they're unarmed, yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm not in the business of harming unarmed men, so you don't need to worry.
Yeah, I guess you could say we're in charge here.
Right.
We're
So-
not really in charge, actually. We're more like lookouts.
Lookouts.
Yeah.
Alright. So, is your friend actually dead? He gave himself to... Is he dead in that reality? Dead in this reality? Both? What?
They're both How much do you know?
I know a lot. I know that knowing things makes that whole place break apart. I know that you need to keep feeding people to that sun to keep it going. I know that if it were up to me, I'd wake every damn person up and get them out of here.
They look at the priest and say, "You went in there and you found." I think I'm starting to see why he might have had to. So, one of them just kind of clenches his fist, but the other one just puts a hand on his shoulder and nods head no. It just says, "Playing a gamble, letting people even come here. It's not his fault for asking. Yeah, someone was bound to start asking the wrong questions, effectively."
I ask the right questions. Everyone in there doesn't know what the hell's going on, but they're willing to throw themselves into a sun over it.
Yeah, they sure are. What would you give up for happiness?
I wouldn't take a false one.
Right. One of them just sighs and just says, "Well,
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I am the tip. Us three that came here, we're the tip of the iceberg. So I'm gonna put it down to you like this. I was sent ahead, basically, on my own. Basically, as a job, a freelance job. Me and two others. Well, and a couple extras picked up, and an extra picked up along the way. This was done by the town of Seneca to the north. I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, it's a time of war right now, and I can on some level understand wanting to escape it. I don't know if your ambitions are evil or good or whatever, but just know this. If you need to keep feeding that illusion and it's actually gonna kill people, it's gonna break. I don't know if people here were tricked, but I'm pretty sure the wider world's gonna look at it that way. When I go back to Seneca and I tell them what I saw, the moment they have the manpower to do it, there's going to be a bigger investigation here. We were three people, and one of us didn't even want to break this thing apart. It was just me and one other guy asking questions. You're going to have a lot more. That's all
you're
it
gonna
was.
tell Seneca everything?"
I'm going to tell Seneca everything. It was my job, and frankly, I disagree with what's going on here.
Right.
You
would.
If you want to do the right thing now, you'll wake up all those people and tell them the party's over. Otherwise, whatever illusion you've got going on in there, it's gonna go under a lot more strain. One body isn't gonna do it. More and more people are gonna have to be fed to that thing. This can't last. You want to do the right thing, you end it now, while there's only one guy's blood, or however
They're all
many
kind of
before we got
sad
there.
and gazing at each other, and then they just sigh. And one of them just looks at you and just says, "Can I just ask you one favor, then, stranger?"
Aegis just kind of keeps an eye on him. He doesn't respond, and he just waits for the response.
Help us carry his body to a grave.
Yeah, I'll do that much for you.
Yeah, they sort of lift up the basically, the bed's already prepared to be lifted like a coffin with pallbearers.
Hmm.
So they just ask for help with that to make the strain a little less.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, Corin even comes in to be the fourth one.
Wait, so I was gonna say, as soon as leaving the room, Azora's waiting outside the door, like came up and eavesdropping.
Did she overhear that?
No, yeah, she did, and instead of interfering, just decided to wait, let Aegis, hear out Aegis and his stance.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just bringing the coffin down the stairs now. As did you do anything with the guy who was fetching drinks, or did you just walk past him?
Just walk past him.
All right. Yeah, so the guy fetching drinks sees you coming down the stairs and just says, "Where the hell did they come from?" And then he like looks around and sees Axe just in the random restaurant area.
Mm,
And just thinks,
me slept, me feet.
and it just says, "Did it break for? Did it break?"
Mm?
And it says, "For 4 people." And then the drink guy just sighs and just says, "Yeah, extra drinks for that," and grabs some more drinks and follows you as they're basically leading this to a basically they have a prepared site even for people
that tells you
Yeah.
something.
And the guy just kind of takes drinks and just says, "Yeah, sometimes I wonder if we were lucky to be chosen to be the ones who are out here just being the lookouts. Gets lonely. I don't know what the God. I can't imagine what it's like keeping that up."
How'd this start?
Mm. Can I tell you? How about? I don't know if I should. He's like looking around. The one who ran out. The one who had ran out. Your room. Is at the grave site right now and sees you approaching and just tenses up. But the one with the drinks just kind of waves him to stand down and calm down. And he just looks at you and just says, "Why do you want to know?"
Look, I'm the only one here who has any goodwill for what you're doing, and you're on thin ice. If you keep being shady and secrets, trying to keep secrets are what got him killed.
Is there any reason to lie now?
It's against the code.
Forget the code. This is over.
Azora sort of eyes Agate, like snaps her head at Aegis for a second, but then just says, "Look, you have nothing to lose by saying it."
Can I ask something in return?
Azora shrugs.
Attend the funeral with us. Makes it a little less lonely.
Azora nods.
I'll tell you over a nice whiskey. So they lower. They have you. They have you sort of lower the bed into a prepared grave, and they sort of close a bit over it that turns it into a coffin, and start basically just smooth pouring dirt in and smoothing it over.
Yeah, I think Aegis is helping with the kind of labor.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they'll accept help, I don't know if it's something that like only.
No,
people
they'll
do.
accept help. Yeah.
No, Azora will also take a shovel then.
They all seem just kind of sad and disillusioned and tired. And he just kind of one of them does kind of ask amongst the silence. So, did it look nice in there?
It did. If sunshine's your thing.
Aegis just kind of shakes his head. Looking nice is a very different thing than actually being
And the
that
people
way.
in there, did they seem happy?
They seemed
They did.
deluded.
Why do you say that? What about it seems so false to you?
The fact that I know this is reality.
They're both reality.
Mate.
And as they finish it up, they sort of just light some candles and just sort of sit on some benches and crack open some bottles of whiskey.
Azora does ask Aegis, or bring up to. You told me you because I think Aegis had briefly talked about his how he got here, what
His
he did
travels,
before this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were in a little remote fishing village before you came here, right?
Yep, it was the dullest thing I've ever seen.
Was
Those
it
years
real?
of my life were wasted.
Was that real?
That was real.
What's the difference between that and where they were?
I knew I could leave.
That's a good response. Fuck.
Yeah. No, it is. And Azora just sighs. And, like, they can leave. It's just.
Oh,
So,
well.
and, like, I guess you didn't hear all the full story. The reason with the sacrifices, normally they don't have to do that, but the more people question and doubt the situation, the more energy it takes to hold it together. And then when it starts to need enough energy, then you just need a life.
How often did they need to do it?
They said they didn't, except maybe 6 months or so.
But when was the last time
Volunteer.
they did it?
They said that was more recently. Didn't get the full story as to what happened.
Aegis does
This
shrug
one
and
was
say,
because of
"Maybe-
us.
Maybe this is something that just pisses me off, but yeah, real life requires sacrifices as well. People out here, the world lies to you, but this world's a lot less good at it. This world gives you a fighting chance."
What's so bad about being lied to?
Like Aegis, yeah, just like eyes at her and says, "I got a question for you. You go out and you want to do. You're doing this because you want to save people, right? You're willing to throw yourself into a demon pit when we head back up north. But I'm gonna ask: are you trying to save people, or are you just trying to save them from themselves? 'Cause there's a big difference."
Azora inhales deeply. Most of my life, now it seems like it seems no more real than that did I go. I was happy, I had hope, but really that was based off of faith in what was real that wasn't really valid. I didn't really understand how things were. I'd give anything to go back to that. I didn't have a choice to get ripped out of that life. Feels ashamed to rip these people out of theirs.
Can't say I know what you went through, but I'm gonna say it did. I'm gonna say it did happen in the real world. It was an illusion you brought on for yourself, and it probably wasn't an illusion. It's just the world is many, many different things.
It was just as much an illusion as that. You keep on saying illusion. That was still real. Their experiences were still real, just like mine were, but it's incomplete. It's sheltered. You don't know the full nature of the world.
Could you say they were
How's that
experiencing
any
it in?
different?
Could you say they were experiencing it themselves if they weren't themselves in there?
What do you mean they weren't themselves? We were ourselves in there.
And those people clearly weren't. They didn't know the outside world. They couldn't consider the idea of walking anywhere else. Their mind was shackled to something. You can choose to believe what you want. I'm going to choose to believe what I want. And I choose to think those people in there, however long they'd been in there, they were no longer whoever they were when they went in.
Aegis
gonna
should
be a-
totally join the Church of Tolerance back at when they get back to Seneca.
I'm pretty sure the Church of Tolerance would hear what I just said and like, that was the most intolerant thing I've ever fucking seen.
You believe what you want, I believe what I want.
You would believe it.
No, I mean, Aegis really just said there, we're going to agree to disagree. That was like the fancier way of saying that.
I'll agree to disagree, Padre.
Alright, so yeah, they offer you all like a seat. This sort of like they have like their benches around a sort of table. And they've brought out a bunch of drinks and light food. While you were talking, they were basically just sharing stories of the priest.
Azora does say, at that she does have her own very brief story to share.
Uh-huh.
Ultimately, he was a liar and didn't trust, and a lot of his death was his own fault, but at the end he stood by his principles and gave his life for something he believed in to help protect people. I tried to help. I tried to save him. I tried to keep anyone from dying. I failed.
She failed.
One of
I'm
them
sorry for
just
that.
one of them just sighs and says, as long as he died believing in it. That's really what we were concerned about. Yeah, he was a hell of a guy to know back when we weren't separated like this. And they just take turns taking drinks, telling stories of you pick up that his name was Garon.
Geron.
Yeah.
He's like an old hunter. That's Gerhard or whatever. Oh, and the hunter's dream. Ah. German.
Yes.
German.
Damn. So yeah, they're just drinking, and they're just sharing stories of their travels. They came from out west. How they've just been moving east and east and east for years now.
You know, if you deflect answering this, I won't judge you, but wherever you go next, are you going to do this again to someone?
Oh, well, hopefully we don't have a next to go to.
You never said how this started.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a long story.
We have time.
Long night.
Yeah, it's a long night. So, we are all followers we are all followers of our religious order, the Eyes of Vetris. Vetris is the goddess of sleep. There's a tale in our order, a tale of an eternal paradise, where we are closer, an eternal paradise where we are so very close to our sleeping lady. A paradise of filled to meet every want we could have. A paradise of eternal sunshine. A paradise where all we see is what we believe.
Where they could be close to the sun.
And that's been our order's ambition ever since it was founded about, I don't even know how long ago. I think probably over a century at this point. Chasing the eternal paradise of Vetris. Legend has it that we have to find the proper area, and we start the incantation the right way in the right place with the right people, and we'll have our paradise, and we can be close to her.
Was that the woman on your sigil?
Yep.
When I was in the church looking for a way out, I grabbed onto this glow stick thing. I found myself seeing that woman. I was in her bedroom.
In my restless dreams, I see that place, that woman's bedroom.
You visited the sleeping yonder?
Apparently I did.
It's incredible. You say it was a blue glow stick?
It was a glow stick.
This might be the place then. It might have finally found it.
You do realize it was just a blue bedroom, right? All she was doing in there was sleeping.
And singing?
Was she singing?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she was singing.
Wow. Well, if we're not already here, then we're close to the right place. So if this all falls apart, we're just gonna have to find somewhere else nearby. But if there was a piece of the yonder there, then I think they might genuinely found it. And just kind of take more swigs and just say, "Sucks that we drew the short straws to be the ones on the outside, but
You do
someone's
realize
got to
I'm-
give that up."
You do realize I'm going to go. You do realize I've asked you to wake those people up, right?
I know you have.
There's kind of a
you're
pregnant
gonna-
pause between the two of them.
Azora's just like sitting down. She has her sword sort of planted in the ground and is resting her head on it. She's like deep in thought.
You're gonna.
She seems like
You're gonna
but
force.
her
Yeah.
no, her like knuckles like tense wide at a few points, and she seems frustrated and just.
Uh,
But there has to be. I keep on
There has
racking
to
my
be
mind
another
trying to
way.
think. There has to be some way that they can know they can leave. They have to be able to know what's on the outside world and know they can leave and be able to leave without needing to sacrifice people.
Why is your world? Why is your illusion dependent on that?
it's not an illusion.
Look, just accept that I'm gonna keep using that word.
It's a reality.
They're asleep.
a separate
they're
reality.
Dreaming.
Their dreams are their true selves. Those bodies sleeping are just
All right, young.
shells.
All right, young.
Think about it this way. You ate in there, didn't you?
No,
No?
no.
Axe
You
did.
saw people eating, didn't you?
Axe is here.
Yeah.
He ate in there.
Yeah. And Max, you?
Ye-
You ate?
Hmm?
You ate in there, right?
You what?
And you're
You ate in there.
Yeah, me Axe ate in there.
and the food and you still feel full, don't you?
I don't know. Me.
He never
feeling-
feels full. That's not the best example.
Oh,
Horn,
Well-
you ate.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm pretty stuffed.
um,
Yeah, they just kind of say, well, yeah. See, the food in there really does feed them. It keeps those bodies sleeping alive. It keeps those sleeping shells alive.
sounds like
Shells.
bullshit.
Yeah, shells. That's all this is. A shell. It's a shell that keeps us tied to this plane of existence. There are so many other planes of existence. We want to get to the one we want to get. We want to get as close. We want to get to the one we want. That's just as much a reality as this.
Going back to Azora's question, how did this start?
Well,
You turn up in town, start this tether to this other world. Sure, I'll avoid the word if you want for a moment.
we go around. Well, for over a century, our denomination has walked around, all around the world, trying to find the place closest to God. And, well, whenever we think we found a spot that might prove the strong connection that we've been looking for, we plant down our incantations. We start the spell to get to that world.
I've got
Most of the times, it's imperfect.
I've got
a lo-
a
a lo-
question.
Huh?
I've got a question.
Yeah?
So you want to be close to your god who is sleeping.
Yeah.
When you wake her up,
I don't
like,
follow.
wouldn't she want to not be disturbed?
She wants us to join with. She wants us to be with her.
When did she say that?
In her scriptures.
She was
Who
awake
wrote
at one point.
scriptures?
Yeah.
Who wrote scriptures?
Have to be very careful with your wording so that you don't say our god wants us to sleep with her.
No, that's my brain was going there. It's like your god has commanded you to sleep
Yeah.
with her, and it's like, wait, oh, so that's what they're all gunning for. That's
The scripture
creepy
of
because she's
Vetris.
asleep.
The scripture of Vetris, old as the gods. It was left behind, and the people that found that were the progenitors to the Eyes of Vetris, our order. And as long as we are around, we'll be looking for a way to get there. Eternal paradise. Where dreams are... Eternal paradise. Because dreams are not just another world. Dreams are not just another illusion. They're not a figment of our mind. They're real. They're tangible. It's just
Tangible dream.
there's just not much. We just need to find the place with the most tether and power to the world of the dreams to prove that and be close to her. That's what she wants. She wants eternal paradise and peace for her followers. And we don't see any other cause more worthy.
Right.
Azora sort of just sighs, like she's lost it. She's not interested in the theological aspect of this, and just, but, and then she turns to Aegis. Please let me try to help these people without shattering this.
Azora.
Please, just give me a chance
No,
to
listen to me.
give them a choice.
Listen to me. You can try that, but when I go back to Seneca and tell them what's going on, that's going to be in their hands. They can go somewhere else and try this again, but that's where it is for now. I'm asking that you wake these people. I'm going to say that you're going to wake these people up so they can be accounted for.
I can't just...
You can.
To wake them up, it's still not giving them a choice. I want to give them the choice.
If they
To
wake up
come
and they
back
agree to
or
go,
to stay.
if they waking them up is giving them that choice, they can follow these lot wherever they go next and try and find their god again. But for now, that's where this one ends.
Can you? Once they're out and know about it here, can they ever go back? Can you remake it?
If they join the order, and if this wasn't the right place, then yeah, if we find somewhere else. And
If
hopefully
it was
that'll
the
be
right
the
place?
If this is the right place, then once they're out, they're out.
This
The
is
only
right
one
place,
who
it's-
could give them a proper choice would be Vetris herself.
Azorsa, I still don't why can't, if this is the place, can't you restart it here with the people who volunteer to be?
Listen, I'm not.
I don't know.
I didn't trust it when your boss said it. No, I still don't trust it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust you. But I'm gonna say this for the people who are sleeping in there. Garen, he gave his life.
Yep.
Did
He
he
sure
give
did.
Did he give his life for those people or for the illusion?
He gave his life for Vetris. For the paradise.
Hmm.
He gave his life to be closer to her.
I look at the grave and I say,
Azora says that's
Sure.
not entirely true. It's my fault he gave his life.
Excuse me?
I basically called him out. If this is are you willing to ask, essentially forced his hand, are you willing to put your money where your mouth is? And like I said, I wanted to try and save him, but it's not enough.
Well, there's
And
no
in
question.
general, the only reason there needed to be a sacrifice was because of us. If we hadn't shown up, there wouldn't have been one for a very long time.
Well, there's no question that there would be. Of course he would give himself to... Of course he'd give himself for the paradise. He believes in it.
This is a connecting city between Terrebonne and Seneca. You're telling me not many people turn up here?
Village, technically. And also, no. Not since, well, Regents and Seneca, apparently. You know, they got that whole thing going on. They ambush each other. Roads just aren't right anymore. And this is always... And now that, And from what I understand, that ocean there used to be made of mud. And back then, coral was basically one of the only places a ship could come from another country. But now that's not the case. Plenty of port towns. So coral's gone. Coral apparently went down in importance after that.
Right.
If this isn't the place, we'll pack up and find again. If it is the place, then, well, the people who don't make it, won't make it. That's part of the gamble.
The gamble.
When you say
Fine.
don't make it,
They're ejected. They can't go back. They'll live having tasted paradise, but never able
and
to
how
know
do we
it
know
again.
for sure? Like, we've been in there. Is there any way, like, ask us that we would know if it really is the place or not?
Well, the fact that your friend here saw Vetris is a good sign.
You said you had to grab, like, a rod thing, right?
It was broken on
How-
the floor. How did no one else touch that?
Where was this?
The church.
Basement of the church, I said.
He looks around and points at the church. That one?
Yeah?
There's no basement in there.
Huh?
Alright. Aegis, looks at him and says, "You got a pickaxe?"
Could it be under the and Azor says, how specific does it have to be? If the place is under the church, does that not count for these people who haven't been there? Could they still have a chance if, like, they instead went below the ground there?
It might. Well, we'll have to. We don't want to. We can't make too many disturbances there. If that is the case, if that's the centerpiece, then listen. Can you? I know you have your reservations, sir, but can you please just try and buy us some time to let us look into this in the way that in a safe way, because we know how to interact with things safely without breaking everything, without ruining it. Can't you just give us time to check that out?
How much time are
This
you?
is
How much time are you?
solid.
Wait. Before you say it, how much time are you asking for, and what's in it for me?
Well, give us a week.
A week.
Yeah.
Azor does go to Aegis and just, Aegis, please,
Why? Why should
give
I
it a chance. Because otherwise, you're not giving them a choice either. I'll give you this. I promise you. If there's not a way to do it where they have the chance of going back, if it's either they're ripped out here or they're forced to be in there with no choice, and Azor's size, then we'll do it your way. But please give us a chance to figure out if we can give them a choice to stay there or not.
Zora, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
When we were back in Morricone Springs, you killed that guy. You cut him
Yeah.
down right there and then, and I did it with you. At what point does someone go from someone that you would risk your own life, throw everything away for them, and at what point do they go from that to someone who has to be killed? You said they sacrificed other people in there before 3 weeks earlier. That makes whatever
People
they
sacrifice themselves.
No, fuck that. Fuck that differential. You know it. They're in there and they don't fully know everything, but they throw themselves into a sun over it. These people have just as much blood on those hands as those guards up there, in their own way.
Nice.
You were
I don't
willing-
agree.
You were willing to put yourself in harm's way for that guy, when that guy has brought people in and has to keep them gaslit. Has to make sure they don't know everything by the very rules of the world they're in, but they'll kill themselves over it. How does that make him any better than that guard you cut down? That guard knew what he was doing. That guard was fully aware.
And what that guard was doing was massacring innocent people.
And what they're
How
doing
can you
is
compare
slowly,
those as the same?
they're slowly feeding them into that in some vague hope. Something they don't fully understand themselves or know. And it's been going on for 100 years. If you're gonna throw equivalencies at me, then let me throw one at you. Because I don't agree with the equivalence you threw at me with how I see the world and illusions in that fishing village and all that. I don't agree with any of those, but I humoured them. So humour that.
Azora just shrugs. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just trying to protect innocent people. And yeah, I don't want anyone to get sacrificed here, but
You can play
if
the blame
someone's
game with
willing...
it being our fault that someone had to sacrifice themselves in there, but that's what they've been doing.
No, that doesn't matter.
It does to me.
What matters...
If you're gonna
No,
take
I mean,
all
it doesn't matter that it was our fault. I agree. That's not the blame game here. But just now, this last time, I know he sacrificed himself willingly. He did it with full knowledge.
and that justifies the people who didn't.
How many people give their lives to protect their way of life, to protect their village?
It doesn't make it right when they're doing it.
Does it make it more wrong?
That doesn't
Is that
matter.
any different
Are we gonna put a moral weight on it, or are we gonna fucking throw it all out? Because the way you're arguing, it's why ever do anything. We'll never know. There's too much murkiness.
What
I
are
don't
you
get
talking
this.
about?
You want to weep.
Look, there are people I want to find a way so we can make sure they have a choice of going back.
Just give us a week and we'll
This
find
is
out.
it.
All right, but I'm staying here.
What?
I'm
A whole
staying
week?
here.
You're staying with us? The whole week?
I don't trust you not to hightail it.
If he stays, I stay.
Alright. If you just want to look over us, just don't disturb us. We'll set something up for you. You can watch us.
All right.
Guess we'll settle in for the long haul then. Welcome to Coral. Population.
0.
Yeah, they look at around the table. Population 8. And we'll end session there.
Okay.
Alright, so bonds.
I have
Yeah,
no idea what to do about Axe. I don't.
Axe went
Oh,
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, that surprised me. I did not expect Aegis to take such a hard line on that.
An odd line.
Nah, that whole situation did not sit well with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really surprised. Like, I did not expect that to be something he would feel particularly strongly about. Wow, I can't believe, like, what, session 2, and we immediately got to, like,
Session
the core
3.
fundamental philosophical disagreement between them. That was, not what I was expecting for this session. I guess that's the core of it for Azora, though. Like, because part of it, like, Azora just personally, her whole thing is about protecting innocence, and this is essentially a village of innocence, you know? Like, ignorance and innocence is a fine line. Really, it's two sides of the same concept, I guess, but... And that's sort of the thing to her. She would rather someone be ignorant of, like, you know, the war and the darker aspects to reality and the fact that they're all in a dream world. If they're happier, you know, she would protect that if she could, generally. But then I think just the more compromise, yeah, like, she agrees it's bad to just keep them there without a choice, but that's the thing. She wants them to have a choice. And to her mind, it's worse to forcibly force them out of it so that they can't go back than to force them to stay there. And ideally, she just wants to find a way where they can make a choice on whether they want to stay there or not. But that's the ultimate sort of problem, I guess, with Azora's philosophy, is trying to balance that with protecting innocence, because in order for someone to have a real choice onto the type of life that they have, once you peer behind the curtain, you can't really go back to being, innocent of it. So to have a truly informed choice, it kind of makes the choice for you, I guess.
And I mean, Aegis is all about personal freedom and thinks that being lied to and being fed that is not an okay compromise for safety.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Aegis is an assassin and Azora is a Templar.
Oh my
Dun,
god,
dun,
you're
dun,
right.
dun.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
Azora,
I've never touched an Assassin's Creed game.
Azora believes in
5
peace.
minutes of gameplay, so...
Azora believes in peace, in protecting peace through order. Aegis
Azora's
believes in
not-
personal freedom.
Azora's not like an authoritarian. This is more just like keeping people blind to, the worst parts of the world. Like, I mean, I guess Azora could, the full argument she could make was like, if you really believe in personal choice, well, most of these people don't know much about Grimwood. We might as well take them there and show them, hey, that you could be living in this fucked up place. Would you rather live there?
Aegis believes in personal freedom to the just like the assassins. Personal freedom, no matter what, including my freedom to kill people.
It's also just like, in that world, information is strictly prohibited. The people there are being kept on the reins. Like, they didn't see terribly fucked up things happening before them. Like, when Axe was going around yelling, only certain people even seemed receptive to it. So, by that Virgin extreme, those people were not fully aware.
I think you got a much more, brainwashed vibe than I did. They didn't seem that, brainwashed to me. A little bit, but
why would I go outside, and seem to get really confused by the suggestion?
I mean, yeah, that just seemed
he's
very happy. Why would he go outside? It's a very dream-like logic,
Mm.
It just seemed just someone having a good dream. Why would I want to not?
I mean, there's more to
you
brainwashing
crazy?
than just being absolutely blind and near catatonic of thought.
I didn't see. Again, it was more just the idea of leaving seemed silly and ridiculous to them. They were able to the waiters were seemed taken aback by Azora's actions or whatnot, or when Axe attacked people, people were like, "Hey, what the fuck? Why are you attacking people?" Or and there was that one check with the one guard who was, but he was a guard though too, so I don't know how much he was connected to the religion. But that's Azora doesn't see she's not saying they're definitely not at all brainwashed, but it's they didn't seem as brainwashed to her as they apparently seem to be to Aegis.
Oh, brainwashed is perhaps a strong
just
term for it,
meta
but
level.
duped, hoodwinked, gaslit, whatever you want. It's brainwash is probably the strong version of it, but yeah, it's if they have to be kept in there and one of the rules is they can't know too much, then by that very definition, regardless, it's not quite brainwashing, but it is hiding. And you can argue all you want, well, there's the difference, what's the difference between that and reality? And it's just, that's a false dichotomy. People will it's not reality will break if you know the truth.
I love craft.
But your happiness can you can ruin your own happiness if you learn too much. It's you can live a totally happy
Only
life,
in
but then
Azora's incredibly bleak
No.
worldview.
No,
people yes, to most people no.
I no, out of the context of the game, I kind of disagree with that. When you learn more about how much suffering and whatnot is the world, and how much shit goes on that we're with various wars and what, I think it's fundamentally happier to be sort of ignorant of that. You can argue whether it's better or moral or not, but if you're I don't know, if you're completely ignorant to, like, I don't know, global warming or all the wars over, like, oil and whatnot, or, like, overworked migrant workers and, like, exploitation in sweatshops. Like, if you're unaware of that stuff, it's a happier way to live. I don't necessarily think it's better. My disagreement with, like, say, Azora's philosophy would be, I think, to some extent, you should, it's not necessarily better to just be happy and ignorant of all the bad stuff in the world, but I think it's pretty undeniably, like, that is the happier way to live, to be sort of ignorant of that. And once you sort of really learn all the stuff about the world, it makes life just sort of seem
Do
fundamentally
we
more
have any
miserable and less
bonds?
happy and more guilty.
Yeah,
Bonds? Get your bonds here.
Yes. Let me.
Snake, I'm really happy you caught the Corrin being Cypher eating steak from the Matrix.
It was a very back-to-back reference. I do have one for Azora. Axe I'm struggling with, because I know there should be something there, but it seemed just very... With Axe, it seemed to be just an in-the-situation thing, where Azora is like a lot of personal philosophy came out. So, before it was, Azora wants the world to be a better place, yet she takes no joy or even seemingly pride in working towards it. Why not? This might actually be a new bond, or we'll see if make it a new bond instead of an... Alright, actually, no, it kind of is an invalid thing of that. That has become Azora's idea of protecting people is hardline to a frustrating degree. Is protection okay if it's little more than imprisonment? Her heart is in the right place, but I can never agree with what she'd want of people.
Alright. And you haven't figured out how the word axis thing?
No, because right now Axe is just about Axe's troubled past seems to handle it well. There's a rage in him though, and I'll have to watch out for it. I think that was really just more reinforced than...
Yeah.
Like...
Well, you saw the rage and you encouraged it.
That's true. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to go with that. It's just...
Like, you saw him break bones and shit. But...
I think it was as well that because Axe's character has, I think Sweden said it was like was in a prison, and that's why he fundamentally disagreed with any form of imprisonment, even a happy, blissfully ignorant one. Oh, okay.
Axe actually has a new bond with Zora.
Mm-hmm.
Which is this is again, it's based kind of like on this understanding of situation, but like basically Axe is like, I sort of think people living on the lie like cattle is good. She wrong. Axe knows why.
Gotcha.
Like, if you understand what I mean with that.
You know what's really funny? You
What?
want to know what one of my bonds from the last session was with Aegis, and just the irony. Aegis is cautious, a good trait to have, but is ready to let people get away with terrible things in the name of safety in a way that I am not.
Damn. Turned that on its head.
Yeah, that was the exact role reversal. Alright, so I do have one with Axe. Axe has a troubled past thing to handle it well. There's a rage in him though, and I'll have to watch out for it. That has evolved because that is genuinely Aegis has genuinely seen, oh, this is the trigger for it. Axe's rage has a focus. Being confined, being held against one's will is his bane. I should learn more about why.
That's good. I like that. All right.
I feel I should have something with Aegis. Like, Aegis is a good man, but too money-minded for Axe's taste.
I did literally turn down double pay.
Yeah.
Just because I disagreed fundamentally with what was going on.
Like, Axe is good man.
Axe is a good man.
Axe is a good bond with myself.
That's galaxy level. Why have I never had a bond with my own character?
Oh. Play a character with split personality just so you can
just keep advancing it every session and no one can disagree with you.
No, but Aegis Aegis a price axe. Aegis turned down money for people's safety. Maybe there's hope for him yet.
Nice. Well, not for people's safety, for people's freedom.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Say again?
All right. You turned down. I just turned down double pay for the sake of people's freedom.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, and have. Oh yeah, I have updated one thing, but I'm not gonna take fee for it. Ape is good. Ape is powerful. Ape shall be protected. Ape is gone. Axe is sad.
Zora, your bonds.
Why couldn't we bring the ape into the dream with us?
So I'm typing the as I go. I'm still working on it there a while, but so one I had, the one I just listed, Aegis is cautious, a good trait to have, name safety, blah blah blah. That has turned into Aegis's pursuit of safety is not absolute. He is willing to sacrifice the safety of others as a matter of principle, but his principles are different than mine. We also have, so the other one I'm updating, definitely, I'm still working on the wording of this. Aegis has nowhere else to turn to but the mercenary life. However, he actively enjoys the lifestyle still. Perhaps he cannot truly lose everything because he had nothing to lose in the first place. So I'm updating this to something with more like...
Something also never stated, and it's like, shouldn't affect that bond, but Aegis is also like, there are a bunch of people who are sleeping out in Coral. Eventually, someone's just going to come through the dream world, and they are going to be at their mercy. Like, that is not actually safe at all.
Yeah, no, that is the other thing. So we didn't get to it quite as much, but we are going to next session. Azora does have quite a few, like, criticisms of, like, mainly they are not good enough at, like, actually handling things. Like, we just stumbled in curious, and someone had to get sacrificed because of it. Like, they do not have the system worked out well to, you know, keep things going. And because I think that is definitely the core, like, that's the issue that makes things a lot more complex. The fact that they can't, that's the real, like, frustrating moral dilemma. If they know enough while they're in the dream, that also, like, makes the dream crumble, and they have to either let it crumble or, like, volunteer to sacrifice people.
And there's also the question of, why would they need to do this away from prying eyes in secret? Why is it better they do this instead of going into a city, any city, and saying, I want to set up a thing?
Well, because the physical location mattered, remember? They were, like, trying to find...
That's true. They might have done that before. But it's still, like, they didn't report it, they didn't ask to set up, they didn't do it, they just came here and just like, yeah, we're gonna fuck about and do this. They didn't get any permits for this. And, like, also another thing is, like, regardless of all things, I only said it once, but I should have like, done it more, is the guy running it would probably, in the eyes of the law, be a criminal, and that probably wouldn't mean much to Azora, but that would actually mean something to Aegis, who is working in the interests of the city who hired him.
Mm-hmm. And there's also the fact that, yeah, it is just for people who are awake and acting as lookouts.
If someone's going to do something untoward with the bodies, and those guys didn't, like, there was one guy who seemed able to fight, and he fled at sight of us.
He panicked.
Yeah, you want him protecting the bodies.
They figure anyone, you know, imagine they probably just figure everyone who's going to walk into the city is going to fall asleep and enter the world. And once they're there, why would they leave?
They've got faith in the faith.
But yeah, actually, I was expecting this to... Actually, I guess, Zora, do you have any bonds with Axe?
Let me see. I think I do, so... Axe's hatred of Emperor certainly seems justified, but I'm worried about how thirsty for vengeance he could be. This is turning into Axe can behave recklessly and dangerously, and I need to keep more of an eye on him.
Gotcha.
What were you expecting?
I was actually expecting to leave this sort of the choral situation to simmer in the background while you let them work it out for a week and then come back and see where they're at. I wasn't expecting you to watch over them and immediately segue into the next part of it.
It is partly Aegis doesn't actually trust them to be good to their word. He kind of thinks they might. He doesn't fully expect it. He knows they're probably smarter than that, or probably more. He does actually think they do have some moral backbone. That he doesn't think they would abandon, but he can't be totally sure. It's like the same reason he didn't trust, like, oh, we'll send a guy back with you. It's Aegis thinking, not knowing how the magic worked, could Aegis cause the same thing in Seneca by bringing a guy there? That was a precaution.
Okay, so I did finish writing the other bond for Aegis.
And part of the reason I was going to suggest staying with them much longer, but I waited for a while, and that the reason I was like, there are people suffering in a hell pit, and they're just going to now have another week in there.
Yeah, that's the
like
that was the main thing.
Aegis was actually expecting Azora to say, "Okay, I'm going," but also Azora doesn't want to leave Aegis with these lot.
Yeah, because here actually that was the thing. I think Azora. We didn't talk about this, but the thing that did like stop Azora is like Azora could not sacrifice her life to these people because like right now she's like the only person who is really doing anything about those people who are trapped there. And if like this was her choice to either bring both sets of people to the real world or leave these people in paradise and those people in hell, she would rather bring them both to the real world. Like she would let this dream world crumble in order to go and save those people, Like she's not going to just abandon them to keep this going.
Also, here's the name of their goddess.
Was why Azora didn't risk, sacrificing herself quite as hard. Although I'm actually really curious if Death Wish would have worked for that. I think it should, but I feel like Neo might get cranky if I tried that.
I have 2 level ups.
Death
Can we
Wish.
count this as making camp, and I can put my points down?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I now have a +1 in intelligence. I now have a flat 0 in constitution. Aegis is my most even character so far.
Alright, the alignments though, did you protect those weaker than you? Azora?
Yes. No. Well, I defended them, technically.
Yeah, you did.
From
wait,
Aegis.
also,
I defended them from Aegis.
Yeah. Did you actually say what your bond was that you changed?
Oh, yeah. So my new one with Aegis, is... Oh, shoot, I closed that. But so, I understand more why Aegis enjoys the mercenary lifestyle so much. He relishes freedom above all else. He would rather suffer in honesty than be safe and sheltered. Knowledge and freedom is more important than happiness to him.
Nice. Alright. Aegis. Did you help your
I don't think I even took a fulcrum this session at all.
You didn't. You didn't. And Axe, did you learn something new about a location or culture?
Oh yeah, I learned
Oh,
about
wow.
Yeah, in fairness.
He learned a
Can't
lot
believe
about
you
2
did that.
locations.
Yes, I learned a lot.
Well, did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vetra. When
Vetris.
Vetris, we're nearby, she's around here.
Asajj Ventress?
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yes.
No, did we?
Yeah, the world.
You overcame the black hole sun.
I guess.
I'll give you that. Did you loot a memorable treasure?
Friendships we made along the way.
No, in fact, I lost
No,
stuff.
you did not. Oh, take an XP for playing and well gamed.
Well gamed.
I'm
Well
nearly
gamed.
level 5. What the fuck?
Nice. There's a lot of failure in that session.
That was the worst luck. That was just non-stop.
That was.
So, how quickly did you cotton on to the fact that it was a dream world specifically?
Oh, almost immediately.
I'm probably quite slow. Just I was more at going on illusion or extraplanar, but calling it an illusion than anything else.
No, Dream was one of my first. See, well, no, my first guess was that this was just like a pocket dimension, basically, and they were just using magic. Like, they had this mush they were making, and they were just magicking it into food, and, Hemlock. The dream thing wasn't until the like you people can't know. Then I was like, that was when I was like, oh, it's like a dream thing. Okay, like wake up from the. We need